Thanks for watching Film Buff, really, honestly. It's fucking great.
Oh, hello. How's it going, guys? My name is Film Buff. Alright, man. Part 3, or third episode in my 3-episode marathon, episode 17. First of all, I need to thank all the amazing patrons. Thank you so much for your amazing support. It's absolutely brilliant what you guys do for me. Thank you for sticking around. I'm super grateful that so many of you still, stick around. Even after knowing, my process and how slow it can be and how offbeat it can be, there's just no regular schedules. So, it means so much more that you guys are still sticking around. And, that tells me I'm doing something right, if people are still sticking around. So I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. And a reminder, if you guys want to check out full episode reactions or early access, check out the Patreon. Alright, man, quick recap. Basically, it's time. Episode 16 ended off absolutely epic. Epic cliffhanger. Damon Commander Smith, eyes popping out. Let's go. Ready to just go. So it's time, man. It's been leading up to this. The whole crew, all of them, the whole supporting cast, everyone heading out. So super excited for this one. Let's just get right into it. What? Holy fuck.
しょうがねえな。シス、もう一度やるぞ。はい。こいつはしんどいぞ。なんだあれ。早すぎる。アルエルドの方に行かせるな。シス。はい。
Holy shit. Yeah, exactly.
巨人の体をまとった人間だ。誰がなんでこんなまずいよ、どうしよう。僕も死ぬ。殺される。こいつを、いや、こいつらは何が目的なんだ。
Dude, that looks like someone. Is that Reiner?
殺さないのか。なんだ今の。
Damn,
フードを
Tira.
つまんで顔
It recognized Armin's face.
顔を確認した。
飛行士の縁談を確認したが、あのいいケツしたやつがそれが。
飛行士じゃない。巨人の体をまとった人間だ。
なんだって。
まさかあいつが巨人を率いてきたのか。
あいつなんであんなところに巨人がいるんだよ。飛行士か。
いや違うんだ。
He said that like 4 times now.
巨人の体をまとった人間、エレンと同じことができる人間だ。
なんだって。
超大型や鎧の巨人が壁を破壊した時に大勢の巨人を引き連れてきたのはきっとあいつだ。目的は一貫して人類への攻撃だ。いやどうかな。誰かを探してるんじゃないかって気がする。もしそうだとすれば探しているのはもしかしてエレン。
エレンだと。エレンのいるリヴァイ班ならあいつが来た右翼側を担当しているはずだが。右翼側？俺の作戦企画誌では左翼後方あたりになってたぞ。
僕の企画誌には右翼前方あたりにいると記されていたけど、いやそんな前線に置かれるわけがない。
じゃあどこにいるってんだ。
この陣形の一番安全なところにいるはずだとしたら中央の後方あたりかな。
何が言いたい。つまりだな、この距離ならまだ奴の気を引けるかもしれねえ。俺たちで撤退までの時間を稼いだりできるかもしれねえ。なんつってな。
あいつには本当に知性がある。
Yeah.
あいつから見れば僕らは文字通りに虫けら扱い。叩かれるだけで潰されちゃうよ。
マジかよ。そりゃおっかねえな。お前本当にジャンなのか。俺の知るジャンは自分のことしか考えてない男のはずだ。失礼だな。俺はただ誰のものとも知れねえ骨の燃えかすにがっかりされたくないだけだ。俺には今何をすべきかが分か
Man,
るん
I'm
だよ。
still.
そしてこれが俺たちの選んだ仕事だ。力を貸せ。
フードをかぶるんだ。深く顔があいつに見えないように。あいつは僕らが誰かわからないうちは下手に殺せないはずだから。
なるほど。エレンかもしれんやつは殺せないと踏んでか。気休めにしては上出来。ついでに奴の目が悪いことにも期待してみようか。アルミン、お前はエレンとベタベタつるんでばっかで気持ち悪いって思ってたけど、やるやつだと思ってたぜ。
ああどうも。でも気持ち悪いとかひどいな。
That kind of compliment there.
運動精度が普通のやつの比じゃねえ。認識が甘かった。同じを守りやがった。じゃあくそ、もう逃げられねえ。死んじまう。ワイヤー掴まれて終わりだ。
She won.
じゃあ死に急ぎ野郎の敵を取ってくれ。
アルミ、動きが止まった。
そいつだ。そいつに殺された。右翼側で本当に死に
頭打って混乱しちまったのか。まずいぞこんな時に。
Quick thinking, Armin. Quick thinking.
ライナ。
僕の親友をそいつが踏み潰したんだ。足の裏にこびりついているのを見た。
うなじを直接狙うのか。いや、いける。奴がアルミンに気を取られている今なら。おい。おい、ライナー、お前。やりやがった。ミカサが強烈で忘れてたが、あいつもずば抜けで優秀で頼りになるやつだったな。もう時間稼ぎは十分だろう。
That gave me a scare, man.
人食いじゃなければ俺たちを追いかけたりしないはずだ。
But something did get crushed in your hand, though.
見ろ、デカ女の野郎め、ビビっちまってお帰りになるご様子だ。
そんな、なぜあっちは中央後方。もしかしてエレンがいる方へ。
No! I have so much to talk about. That was madness. Man, holy shit, that was perhaps the most exhilarating episode of Attack on Titan so far. I've seen some crazy episodes of this show. I've seen episode 5, you know, that was a shocker. But beginning till end, madness. Just absolute madness. This might be, yeah, like beginning to end, this might be the most exhilarating and most intense and insane and shocking episodes of the show. Like, holy shit, man, I know I'm gonna struggle to cut this down to 10. Like, I'll get it cut down to 10, but like I'm gonna have to cut out a lot of good stuff, you know, and try to somehow, you know, give you the 10 minutes. If you're ever thinking of becoming a patron, you know, maybe this month is the one, you know, for the one time to check out the full episode reaction to this, because holy shit, man. There's only one place to start. First things first, that female Titan is Annie. That's not even like a guess. That's not even a, you know, a prediction. That's not even a theory. I am telling you, that is Annie. If I had to bet $100 right now, if someone gave me the odds on a betting site, I would place all 100 on Annie right now. You know, and honestly, I don't think I've made some crazy, like, holy shit, like, you know, I recognized her. It was actually really clear that it was Annie. There's so many hints. Like, I'm gonna go through a list. I'll tell you how exactly I think it's Annie. It's absolutely insane that, you know, that's Annie. Like, so many questions. Like what the fuck, man? Like, what's she doing? Like, so she's a sleeper. That's the thing. I got my answer. She's a sleeper agent. She's a sleeper Titan. That's scary. That is shocking. That is exciting. It's definitely exciting because, man, I need to know what the hell she's up to and how she can turn into a Titan. Alright, so for starters, it just looked like Annie. It just looked like her. You know, a few times I had that, if you check my reaction, you'll see a few times I had that holy shit moment. That was me clocking that's Annie. Like, you know, there's a few moments, you know, there's some slow motion shots of her, like her hair and her eyes. a few times I had the holy shit moment. That's Annie. Now, my style is that I like to check out the episodes before I get into any theories or discussion. So I like to pay attention to the episode. I don't want to start going off in the middle of the episode and be like, oh shit, that's Annie. I don't want to miss anything. My biggest thing is that I love to catch every piece of information, all the dialogue. I don't want to talk over dialogue. So so it was tough to hold that in, but basically everything else that followed just confirmed it. But just to kick it off, it just looked like her. So that makes 4 of them now, man. Armored, colossal, female, I guess, right? That's in the title, so I'll just call her female Titan for now. Annie Titan. And Eren. So that's 4 of them now. 4 of these, like, in Pokemon terms, legendaries. Intelligent Titans, as Armin referred to them as well. Okay, moving on to the next reason. She catches up to Armin. Armin thinks he's a goner. He thinks he's about to get it. He's trying his best to get out of there, but you're not gonna outrun her. That was another different thing. Super athletic, You're not gonna outrun her. He thought he's gonna get it. He gets knocked off his horse. But instead, she leans down and takes his hood off to get a look at him. Because it became really clear that she's out here looking for Eren. Because she cannot afford to just randomly kill, and then accidentally kill Eren. Because, that defeats the purpose then. She's out here looking for him. So she lifts his hood up. Who knows what the hell Armin's thinking at this point. Holy shit. Imagine that. She gets a look at Armin's face, right? And she smiles. There's a smirk. There's a smirk on her face. She recognized Armin, and at this point, Armin gets a good look at her face as well. And I think this kind of comes into play at the end of the episode and throughout the episode. I think Armin might have also clocked, or he might be thinking of the possibility that this might be Annie. I think, maybe. There's a few things hinting. There's one major thing that hints to that. I'll get to it. But yeah, she smirks at him. She knows who that is. She knows it's Armin, and she lets him go. She doesn't want to kill Armin. At this point, Armin said, or he was thinking in his head, and the subtitle said, she checked my face. So at this point, Armin knows that this Titan, this female Titan, knows his face, right? And that it let him go, right? And he knows there's a human in there. So, knowing Armin, he's a smart guy, he's gonna put it together. I feel like that's why I think he might have also clocked or have a really good idea, solid idea by the end of the episode that it's Annie. Again, I'll get to that. That's exciting. Okay, so the next time they engage, Jean is about to get it. I'm gonna go all the way back to the episode. There's so much to talk about, but at first I want to focus on the whole female Titan being Annie, and all the hints and reasons for this. So they engage, and at this point, Jean is about to get it, and she's gonna cut my line, and she's gonna, smash me. As this is about to happen, Armin, being the quick thinker he is, Armin being the absolute badass he is, he starts to yell, and he goes, "Jean, avenge that suicidal maniac." Stops her dead in her tracks. She is just like frozen. She heard it. The suicidal maniac is the nickname for Eren. Last episode Jean said it like a few times, at least 2-3 times, right? And in front of people. Here's the exciting bit. He said this because he wanted this Titan, Annie, to think that Eren has died, that she accidentally killed him. I saw him crushed at the bottom of her feet. And at this point, she's just like frozen. She's like, oh, she was out there to find Eren. Now that term, suicidal maniac, that is a nickname that they all have for him, or he's known for. And I know for a fact that Annie has heard this before. They actually even had a scene in the last episode. It was Annie, Sasha, Connie, Armin, and Jean comes in. Remember? And then Sasha asked him, "Oh, how come the change of heart?" And at one point in that, in Jean's answer, he goes, "I'm not like the suicidal maniac," and he's referring to Eren. What's her name? Annie was there. She heard this, and I'm sure she's heard many times before that. But like that's that confirms it, that she's definitely heard that. Now, for Armin to say that, as a trick to stop her, at this point he's pretty sure, or he knows that it's someone from their group, or he's at this point clocked that it's Annie, and maybe next episode I'm gonna find out he's gonna have like this internal struggle, perhaps, before he tells anyone. But that's the only reason he would say it, right? And it was effective. It stopped her dead in her tracks. So that gives Armin information that lets Armin know, okay, this is someone who's heard this term before. So I think at this point Armin probably has a good idea, if he hasn't clocked it yet that it's Annie. I think he has a really good idea, and I think the next few episodes might tell me this. And one more thing, she recognized Reiner. She did the same thing. She smirked at him, just like she smirked at Armin. She lifted the hood. She recognized Armin. She smirked. As Reiner swung in to take her out, there's like a slow motion shot. He's swinging by, and again she has a smirk on her face, right? So she recognizes Reiner. Of course she recognizes Reiner. They're friends, actually, right? So they've been part of that group. Her, Reiner, and Mr. B, they're close. Just like Armin, Mikasa, and Eren are close, right? So she recognized him. But the thing here is that if she recognizes Reiner, but she still, caught him and tried to kill him, tried to smash him. But Reiner, being an absolute badass, cuts out. So that has me a little bit puzzled, that she was down to kill Reiner, unless she was going easy on him. I don't know how. It looked like something popped in her hands. That could just be the blood from her fingers getting cut. Perhaps for dramatic purposes, they made it seem like he died. I certainly thought he died. I was shell shocked. I was actually really upset, because Reiner is one of my favorites. I really like him. He's like this big brother figure to Eren, and he's just a really cool character. He's like a badass. So I thought he's a goner. Slices out, cuts like 3 of her fingers. I don't know. That's the only thing that has me a little bit confused, that she was down to crush Reiner. Or maybe she knew that Reiner can handle this and he'll break out of her grip. I don't know. I have to see. So remember last episode how Commander Smith openly told everyone about the plans of the scouting mission in 30 days time, and the basement in Shiganshina. Annie was there, man. Annie was in the crowd before she decided to not join the scouts. She was in the crowd, so she heard all of this. So she's our sleeper. Let's go back 2 episodes. Episode 15. Remember the whole, who killed the 2 titans? It's gotta be Annie. She's the sleeper. She's the sleeper titan. It's gotta be Annie, man. Now, see, the interesting thing here is, was that Commander Smith planting this? Was this like part of a plan? Maybe this is his plan all along, to draw them out, or maybe he's trying to see if there is a sleeper, and he's trying to see who the sleeper might be. He's trying to draw them out, get them in the open field. So for that reason, he's giving out this information openly, and seeing, once they're out on the scouting mission, if this Titan shows up. And there you have it. The Titan showed up. It was Annie, the female Titan. And the fact that no one knew Eren's exact location plays into this as well, man. Because she showed up, right? She showed up. And she attacked the right side of the formation, right? And I believe Reiner was supposed to be part of that. That brings me to that really strange scene. It was of the right side, the formation. It was from the right side of the formation. It was showing us them getting decimated. And the one person that got lifted up and about to be chomped on I thought that was Reiner. I was so sure that's Reiner. Exact same hair. And they blacked out his eyes, you know. They didn't want to show me this area of it. So I thought that was Reiner. And Reiner was supposed to be in that formation, that side, the right side. Jean, Armin, and Reiner, all three of them had different locations for Eren. So Commander Smith is goddamn making moves out here, man. He's laying traps. He didn't give out his exact location, so the female Titan didn't know, you know, where exactly Eren is in this formation, but she did attack the right side first. But the scary thing here is, by the end of the episode, she does know Eren's location. Armin basically said, okay, if, you know, they gave us like fake locations, but if the safest, and I believe Reiner asked him, it's like, where do you think he is then? And Armin said probably the safest location, and that's the rear guard of the center. And by the end of the episode, Annie knows this. She knows this, man. Because Armin, you know, that's how that massive cliffhanger. Armin realizes she's going towards that now. How, you know, at what point did she realize or get that information? She was fighting Jean, Armin, and Reiner. In that fighting, you know, in that scene, somehow she's extracted that information. The only thing I can think of is somehow she had Reiner in her hand, and somehow she extracted that information. Like, she got that information out of him, like, just by touching him or something. Something happened, and now she knows. And at one point, her thumb is on his head, so I don't know, maybe there's some kind of, like, maybe this Titan has some, like, psychic abilities. She extracted that information out of Reiner somehow. And now she's heading to the rear of the center guard. Holy shit, man. Talk about a cliffhanger. Episode 18 is going to be even crazier, man. It's got to be. Because she's heading to Eren. Alright, man. Let's get to the top of the episode. Still so much to talk about. Start off, it was like a runaway train, man. Like 0 to 100 right from the beginning of the episode. You know, all of them together. You know, all of them riding together. It's been building up to this, right, for a long time, you know. And at this point, all of them are riding together. It was so cool to see, you know, Levi, Mikasa, Eren, Reiner, Jean, all of them. It was so cool to see all of them, man. So much was made of this, long-range scouting formation. Commander Smith's long-range scouting formation. You know, and it was clear that this is a tried and tested, you know, and perfected over the span of these scouting missions. They really had it down to an art. So, you know, once the formation is in effect, the soldiers are placed far apart, but still in clear sight of each other. And they said this extends the signaling range, you know, as far as possible. So basically on these scouting missions, the point is to fight the Titans as little as possible. That's the whole point of the green smoke. It's to reroute the whole formation. And then comes in the female Titan. Before that, there's a few moments, you know, Sasha had to deal with this spider, goddamn creepy ass spider Titan. And then there was Abnormal, who's just strutting. The moment I saw the female Titan in the distance, just booking it, you know, that was a holy shit moment, man. That was crazy. Much like the armored Titan, this Titan, Annie. I'm just gonna say Annie. Like I know it's Annie. Just like the armored Titan, athletic, super athletic, and Armin noticed this. Jean noticed this as well. Super athletic, and really flexible for that size. You know, quick movements. You know, scary quick movements. The first time, the initial thought of it being Annie, I believe Sis goes for her and she swats him down. They show a slow motion shot of her hair kind of like flying, and you see her eyes. That was the first time I kind of clocked, holy shit, is this Annie? Like, it started to come, you know, at that point it was a bit too early for me to just straight out confirm, you know, to myself that it's Annie. But yeah, just the first shot of her, the first slow motion shot of her, really, it looks like Annie. And, you know, after she took care of them, there's that shot of Armin looking at the female Titan. She kind of stands up slow motion, and he's looking out in the distance, and he sees her. The music starts playing. So creepy, man. And just that shot of Armin looking at her, man, just some intense stuff in this episode. Once again, this episode, man, Jean steps up, man. Absolutely loving Jean. It was his idea to to go after her. He said there's still time for us to go after her and try to distract her, and give them time to retreat. So I'm loving this, the fighting spirit, man, and this courage Jean is showing, because I know he's scared, man. He's made it so clear that he's so scared, but he knows what has to be done. And even Reiner, made a point of this. He's like, who is this? This is not the Jean I remember. The Jean I know only cares about himself. And and the other thing I really liked is this team up, man. Reiner, Armin, and Jean. I loved them. I love the dynamic. I feel like that's one of the biggest strengths of this show. That it can these other characters are just as interesting, to me at least. They're just as interesting as Eren or Mikasa. This episode did not have Eren or Mikasa in it. I mean, they showed Eren for a little bit, and Mikasa as well, but not in action at all. They showed him in the beginning for a little bit. I mean, I was completely fine with that, man. That was insanely exciting. And, Jean, Armin, and Reiner featured this episode, so I loved it. I love that dynamic. It's one of the main, one of the big things about this show. There's so many fantastic characters that you care about, that you can care about. And I do care about. All three of them, Reiner, Jean, and Armin. I care about all of them. Now, Armin noticed that she was much slower this time than her initial attack, her initial appearance. That could be down to just her being tired, or she is doing this on purpose. She wants them to engage her. She wants to give them a chance to catch up, because she wants to know Eren's location, right? And she thought perhaps she can get this out of them somehow, and she did. I still don't know how she did it. The closest thing I can think of is some kind of psychic extraction from Reiner's mind or something, because she had him in his, in her hand, and her finger on his head. So it could be that she was slowing down on purpose just so they could catch up. And once they do engage her, oh my god, that started like this amazing scene. Right till the end of the episode. After going back to the whole she killed the suicidal maniac, avenge him, Jean. She stopped dead in her tracks, and at this point, Reiner comes in. The moment Reiner comes in, that music kicks in. It's like the big hunt. The music, like a big hunt type music, tum 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 tum. And he kicks in. And the interesting thing here is that right before jumping at her, Reiner took his hood off, and a little bit before, as they were trying to catch up to her, Armin put his hood on. He told them to put the hoods on, but at that point it didn't matter, right? Because Armin had her thinking that she killed Eren already. So at that point, Reiner didn't care anymore, because he's ready to go and take her out. So he's like, okay, screw the hood. And yeah, she recognized him, and then shortly after, I thought she crushed him. And I thought, this is it. I thought they just pulled another major death on me. I firmly thought he was dead. Because, I've seen episode 5. I know what they pull. And I thought, holy shit, they just killed Reiner off. But that moment, he cuts out the fingers. You saw my reaction, man. That's the first time. Holy shit, that was one of the biggest holy shit moments for me. I was so goddamn excited to see that. I put my hands up. I was just epic moment. And as he cut out and he cut the fingers, that music was on again. Dum dum dum. Reiner runs up to Armin and takes him. Epic, just absolutely insane, man. Just absolutely love that. Now again, the question remains how she got the information, man. Again, the only thing I can think of is the psychic, some kind of psychic ability. She extracted that out of Reiner, unless Reiner gave her the information somehow. I don't want that to be true. Not at all. You know? Shit, you know, now I'm thinking Reiner and Annie have been close. They've shown me so many scenes of, you know, that trio. They've been, you know, part of this, you know, group. They're, you know, just like I said, Armin, Mikasa, and Eren. This is their group. How does she keep, you know, she's kept this hidden from Reiner this whole time? And Reiner had no idea about this. Oh man, I'm starting to get some thoughts now, and I just don't want that to be true. I really don't want this to be true, man. The other possibility of her getting the information is that if Reiner told her somehow, he communicated somehow, but for Reiner to, okay, if I take that possibility on, that would mean that Reiner knows it's Annie if he did indeed give up that information. She got that information somehow. You know, the possibility I'm thinking of is a little bit far-fetched. A psychic, you know, so that she might be a psychic, have that ability, and she extracted that. Unfortunately, the most logical thing, I don't want it to be true, you know, that's why it just didn't come to me until now, but the most logical thing that I can think of now is that Reiner gave her the info. But it's possible, but I don't. But why? Yeah, man. Now I'm going down a dark path now, and I don't want to think about that because I don't want Reiner to be in on this. You know, I love Reiner, but but it seems like there is a possibility that might be the other possibility that he just gave her the information somehow and they communicated. That's definitely more logical than her being a psychic or having this psychic ability and she extracted that just by touching him. Shit. Okay, so that's a possibility, guys. That's a possibility. I don't want it to be true. I hope it's not true. I love Reiner. Now, I think I've talked about everything I need to talk about. Now let's quickly talk about Annie being the sleeper. So she's been around since the beginning, since the training. You know, how long has she known about Eren? Did she know before any of them? You know, is it possible that she knew before any of them that Eren has this? Now here's a question: how did Annie get this ability? You know, I talked about Eren's dad and the serum. Is it possible that she had the same serum? I don't know if it was from Eren's dad or some other place, but is it possible that she was injected with the same serum? Those are the questions, man. Those are the answers I need. How does she have this ability? So she's a sleeper, man. She's a sleeper agent. She's a sleeper titan, man. And I think Commander Smith might, you know, he might be thinking about this. He might know that they might have a sleeper. So maybe that's why he's been setting plants. That's why he's been, you know, setting traps and putting this information out there and giving out false information about Eren's actual location. Now and the next question is she trying to get to Eren to kill him or to take him? It's one or the other. The problem here is Annie's a kid still, right? She's not a kid, but she's like Eren's age. So how long has she been doing this? Unless she's some immortal shapeshifter, maybe her ability isn't induced by the serum. Maybe her ability alongside the armored and the colossal is just an actual ability. You know, the shapeshifters. So many questions, man. All right, man. So if you enjoyed that, and I hope you did, I certainly enjoyed it. I'm sure there's a lot of anticipation for this episode because it's clearly a big episode. Probably one of the biggest ones, you know, alongside episode 5 and a few of the others. If you enjoyed it, please smash that thumbs up. Let's get this one going, man. Let's make this one big. It takes a split second. Just hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Leave your comments, your thoughts. If you're into social media, hit me up. I'm on Twitter, Instagram. A big shout out to all the amazing patrons. Thank you so much for everything you guys do for me. You guys are absolutely brilliant. Forever thankful. Just, you guys are amazing. And yeah, man, a reminder, if you're ever thinking of becoming a patron, just even for 1 month, this is probably the time to do it, because I know I'm going to struggle trying to edit that episode. I know I'm going to have to leave out some stuff. So this is probably the best time to become a patron, just even for April. Because, you know, I really want to, you know, get through the first season. I really want to catch up, especially after seeing that. All I want to do now is just just binge the rest of season 1, man. So if you're interested in full episode reactions or early access, check out the Patreon. But yeah, man, thanks for dropping by. That was absolute madness. This show is brilliant, man. Amazing show. All right, man. Thanks for dropping by. Take it easy.